Your last question can be solved a couple different ways. Now, there's like the normal way, the normal way that most teachers teach this, and then there's the way that I teach this because my brain just works a little bit different, and that's okay. But I use the step pattern a little bit differently. And what I always do 100% of the time is I revert back to where my vertex is. And I always move from my vertex because I know that when I'm creating the graph of a parabola, whatever my x value is, all I have to do is square it to find out what my y value is. So if we were doing the parent graph of a parabola, and this would be something that I would have wanted the students to kind of memorize for our base graph. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Square -2, 4. Square -1, 1. Square 0, square 1, 1. Square 2, 4. So this is our base graph. And I would want students to remember the following step pattern from the vertex. I always operate from the vertex. So from the vertex, our first step is going to be over 1, up 1. Because if we graph the vertex right now, and if we were to graph -1 at 1, 1 at 1, so my step pattern is saying you go over 1, up 1 to get to your next point. And you do that on either side of the vertex. So I always focus on where the vertex is. Now, other people's step pattern move from the point that's given up to the next points. I don't. I go right back to the vertex. So if I'm going back to the vertex, I would go over 2, up 4, square it. Over 2, up 1, 2, 3, there it is. Over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. Over 3, whoops, up, square it, 9. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I don't like how it looks there. I want to do something to it. Where's my keyboard? Okay, so I do over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4, over 3, up 9. So all I have to do is know where the vertex is. And then I can apply this step pattern to create my graph. When we're given vertex form, we have our vertex right here and here. Vertex is going to be at +1, +7. And then you've got something that's changing the step pattern. So this is going to change 2 parts of my step pattern. That's a bad place for me to put that arrow. Oops-a-daisies. I want this arrow to go over here because this is actually only, it's on the outside of the function, so it's only affecting the y's. So when the negative, instead of being the word up, we're going to put the word down. And then we're going to multiply our base values by whatever the a value is. So our a value is 2. So the negative comes into play when we use the word down now. So it's like that takes care of the negative, and then you just take whatever the number is and you multiply these. So our new step pattern would be from the vertex that we know, over 1, down 2, over 2, down, this is going to be 8, over 3, down, this is going to be 18. So that's our new step pattern from the vertex. So with a question like this, I would have had the students, they would know this: over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4, over 3, up 9. They know the vertex stuff. Then they would show the change in the words for our new points. And then what they have to do is they would graph their vertex, 1 at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they'd go over 1, down 1, 2. Over 1, down 1, 2. Over 2, down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it's going to be symmetric on the other side. So then I just use like these steps to move from the vertex. I like that step method. Your teacher probably did the 3-5-7, kind of the 1-3-5-7. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. There it is. Um, that one needs you to memorize it, whereas my step pattern is always just based on math because the quadratic equation is x squared. So all you have to do is do x squared to find out what your answer is if you're moving from the vertex to get your base points. And I just find students, if they know how to get the base points, they're more likely to do it correctly versus if they have to have it memorized beforehand. So I do my step pattern a little differently. It is still a step pattern though. Hope that helps.